What's up, y'all? Y'all know what's going on. We back with some more pressure for you. So my guy came in, he said he want to drop fade, and he said he don't want no spray, no splat, no enhancements. So we're going to give him some no enhancement pressure today. First things first, you want to comb everything out, pick everything out. I look at barbering as an art, and in order to start your art project, you need a clean canvas. So every client that come in your chair, you need to pick his hair, brush his hair, comb his hair, make sure his hair is in the right position, to start your art project. So now I'm going in, I'm making my bald line, and as y'all can see, I put my bald line in, pressing down like I was doing a shape up. And, I just went right next to the ear, and then I dropped it at the back. But now I'm coming up with the bald line, and I'm hitting the line when I'm coming up. I do this because I noticed that when you come up and hit the line, it makes the line easier to blend. Whereas if you press down like how I'm doing now and you leave it like that, it makes the bald line a lot harder to blend in at the end. So I'll go ahead and you put the line in like that and then come up and hit it again. And that makes it a good blend and, a little bit easier for you. So my man's here, he wanted to cut it short. So I'm coming with a 1.5 close against the grain. I'm taking it all the way down. He wants to start some waves. He wanted to restart his growth process. So I'm coming with a 1.5 and I'm going against the grain. And notice how I got a brush in my hand. So, as I'm taking it off, I can brush it back down after a couple strokes. Get everything straight, everything neat. And when you're doing this, you just want to notice all the grain. Because sometimes people's hair grain, they grow in different directions. But if you want to get everything to the same length, you have to go against the grain in every direction that it goes. So once you get to the swirl, once you get to the back of the head, and you notice like his hair is growing in different paths, you have to cut the hair against them paths. It might not be just straight up and down or back and forth. You might have to go sideways a little bit. So once everything at that 1.5 length, you want to go ahead and use a hard brush and just brush everything down with the grain as if he had waves. You want to brush everything down. After you cut the hair down against the grain and brush it and lay it all down with the hard brush, then you want to come back with the grain with either a 1.5 or a 1 open. Right now I'm using my detachables, and I'm using, I believe, is a 1.5, or it will be a 1A. So I'm just laying everything down. Now I'm coming in with my Andes Masters completely open, and I'm making my first guideline. Notice how I'm following the bald line, how I'm coming down with it. You really got to follow this line. So get everything to that length, and I close it up to almost fully closed. There's dots on the Andes Masters. I go to the last dot before fully closed. And I go ahead and flick out, and then I close them up all the way. And that's how I take that bald line straight out quick and easy. Now I'm doing the same thing on this side, guys. I just use my lever play. I close it up some, I flick out, and then I close it up some more. But as I close it up more, I'm staying lower while I'm flicking out. And that takes the bald line straight out. I'm stretching the skin. I'm using my corners. And, when you stretch the skin, you're going to win. I stretch the skin to give me some more space to flick at. And it gets the clipper closer to the hair when you stretch the skin. So when you stretch the skin, you're going to win. After that line is faded out, I'm using a 1.5, and I'm coming completely open with my 1.5. And I'm coming up to the top and kind of flicking out at that crown area. And again, I'm still following that guideline, that initial guideline coming down. So after I do that, I'll go ahead and close the lever up. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just flicking out when I get to the top, and following that downward guideline, and just stretching the skin, ensuring everything's at this 1.5 against the grain length. Coming with the grain just to smooth everything out. Coming against the grain, making sure everything's where it needs to be. Now I'm coming with a 1 guard completely open, and I'm doing the same thing, but I'm just flicking into where I last was with the 1.5. So instead of making a guideline, I'm just kind of fading down. I started with a 1.5, and now I'm at the 1, and I'm just flicking into where I was with the 1.5. So you see how there's kind of like a natural guideline right there. That's where I'm flicking at with the 1 open. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and close the 1 up and flick at it again. So 1.5 open, 1.5 close, and then a 1 open and a 1 closed. And then, every once in a while, you want to come down with the grain just to smooth everything out. and constantly brush. And then I come back down with the Andes completely open, and I'm just doing some detail work. I'm smoothing everything out with the grain. I'm closing the lever up, going with the grain, but I'm stretching the skin. When you stretch the skin, you know you're going to win. You know what I mean? I'm opening my lever up, flicking out. And lever play is very deep and needed for my process of cutting hair. Lever play is basically, the higher you go in the hair, you want to open the lever up. And the lower you're going, you want to close the lever up. And that determines different lengths of hair that you're going to be cutting. So when I go ahead and do my detail work like that, I'm using lever play. I'm using my eyes saying, oh, this needs to be hit a little bit. Let me open my lever all the way up. Oh, the bottom needs to be scraped out or flicked out at a little bit. Let me close my lever all the way up and hit that bottom again. And, you know, that just brings everything together. And I do lever play with each guard. The 1.5, the 1, and no guards. You get what I'm saying? So, and I come with the grain, against the grain to smooth everything out. And again, I'm doing the same thing on this side. You want to do the same exact steps on each side so you get everything symmetrical. All right. And notice how I left the front of the hairline. I left a big chunk of the hairline in the front completely untouched. So when I do the shape up, it's dark and I can see what I'm doing. So now my client wanted his beard smoothed out, but not really cut down. So I always go with the grain when they want their beard smoothed out and not cut down. Then I'm just going to go ahead and fade the top of the beard in with some lever play. Again, I go completely open, and then I close it up halfway. Completely open right here, flicking up at the fuzz at the bottom. Then I close it halfway, and I flick at the line right here, and then I close it up all the way and go to the very top. And that's, you just fade the top of the beard in that easily. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prep in the hairline. I'm cutting the hairline down to the 1 length. I'm hitting the mustache with my Andes Masters completely open. I like hitting the mustache with this because it leaves it dark, but it still makes everything flat. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the mustache. I'm starting in the middle on the inside of the mustache, and I'm just hitting right above the lip. And then I'm gonna go ahead and angle the top of the lip down. Constantly combing, you know, re-hitting everything. And I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. Hitting right at the top of the lip. Making sure he's got a nice clean line at the lip. Getting in the corner a little bit. You know what I mean? Get the right angle in. Making sure everything's symmetrical. I seen something a little off on this side, so I'm going back to that side. Making sure everything is good and symmetrical. Now I'm hitting the back of the beard. And I'm just coming straight down. Making sure everything's cleaned up. Combing over the hairline. And hitting the hairline again. Just to ensure no matter what way everything is combed, it's going to be pressure. So now starting the hairline, I'm starting planting right in the middle, and I'm going straight to the left. And every time I come left, I go back to the right. This is like a guideline in the hairline for me. So once I plant in the middle and make that initial straight line, every time I go away from the middle of the head, I come back to the middle of the head to ensure everything is connected and everything is symmetrical and everything is pressure. As you can see, that's how we're coming. Now I'm just hitting it again, you know, combing everything over the hairline. Hit the hairline one more time. And then notice how on my sidebar here, I'm angling the sidebar forward. You always want to angle your sidebars forward. And then it'll give that straight symmetrical look from the front. Whereas you angle your sidebar straight down, they look slanted from the front. So I want to make sure when my client looks in the mirror, his hairline looks straight, not slanted. So again, combing the hair forward and hitting the hairline a couple times. Now I'm coming making a C cup. How I make my C cups, I go straight. I make an angle and go straight with half my blade. And then once I get to the curve, I hit the swerve. You know what I mean? That's all you gotta do. Get at the curve, hit the swerve. So now I'm going to the other side. And when you're doing this, you want to just constantly look in your mirror and look at the whole head. This way you can see the whole picture and see how everything's coming together, so one side isn't looking different from the other side. You want each side to look the same. Again, combing over the hairline, hitting that angle at the sidebar, and looking from the front to make sure everything is looking symmetrical. Make sure everything is pressure. Now I'm gonna come do my C cup again. Coming with half my blade at an angle And then once I get to the curve, I hit the swerve. And as you can see, I'm going back and forth. I'm looking from the front to make sure everything is symmetrical. Now I'm looking in my mirror. You know, everything's looking good. So I lay my client down, and I'm going to go ahead and hit him with the straight razor. Stretching the skin, holding my razor at a 45-degree angle. Coming, hitting the sidebar. I'm going to use the corner of my blade to go ahead and hit this curve. And I'm connecting it straight to the beard. And once I get to the beard, you just stretch the skin and you make the beard a straight line. You stretch the beard, you stretch his cheek until the beard is a straight line. And then once you do that, you just hit where that straight line is at. And once you let his beard go, once you let his cheek go from the stretch, the curve of the beard is just right there. So again, and then after that, you know, you want to clean all the excess hair up, wipe the hair off, and then hit the beard again. It gives that natural ash line. No pencils, no enhancements needed. And I go ahead, take my clippers, my trimmers, and go ahead, get under the neck. Clean under the neck up. Make sure you talk to your client about this, whether he wants a jawline or low on the neck at the bottom there. Then I'm going to go ahead, hit the front of the hairline with the straight razor, stretching the skin, holding my razor at a 45-degree angle. I also, after every couple swipes, I wipe my razor off on a towel to make sure my razor is clean to give it that ash line. So again, I'm using my corner, hitting that curve, stretching the skin, connecting the curve to the beard. See how I had to push it back a little bit, so making sure everything's connected. I'm stretching the beard till it's a straight line, then I'm hitting that straight line. I clean up all the excess hair on the face, wipe everything off, do it again. Stretch the skin till the beard is a straight line, hit that straight line and let the beard go. It gives it a natural curve. And that's it. Go ahead and get some little more connection in there. I want that ash line to show. Go ahead, get underneath the neck. Make sure everything is symmetrical. Same steps you do to one side, you got to do the same steps on the other side. That's how everything comes together. So this is how my guy came in. You know what I mean? He was looking rough. He was looking scruff. He said, bro, I need a new look. I need a big chop. I need a drop, fade. So, you know, he came in mad. He came in sad. But he most definitely left in his bag. I know what's going on, man. Nothing but pressure. Drop, fade. You see everything clean. Everything laid down. Fade is there. No enhancements needed for the pressure hairline. And y'all can see his hairline was still light in a couple spots. He could have used that enhanced pressure, but it's still pressure nonetheless. That's one thing I want to stress to my new up-and-coming barbers. Before y'all learn how to use color enhancements, learn how to give a good haircut first. Color enhancements enhance the cut. They don't make the cut. If your client go home and take a shower and his haircut come off, he's never coming back to you. That's not how you build clientele. You want to build clientele the pressure way, because it's nothing but pressure and it's pressure bips. So make sure to comment, like, and subscribe so we can lock in.